Podcast for the first time is Zach Faulkner fighting February 12th at NEF 46, Decade of Dominance. Zach, man, welcome to the show for the first time, man. Pleasure meeting you, bro.
Thank you. You too.
Big fight coming up, bro. February 12th, man. First card of the year. A decade in the making. NEF is on fire, man. Let's talk about it. How excited are you to get back in there after coming away with a win over the summer?
Super excited, especially, getting to fight for the title. Second title fight for me. First one obviously didn't go my way, but looking to get the NEF title in this one.
Excellent. Well, you made your way back to the NEF cage after 2 years away. I do believe you were in another state, living there and fighting somewhere else. You had your debut for NEF back in, I think, 2017.
Yeah.
Got a win there, and then I think you moved away and had 3 fights away. Let's talk about, where you were and what you were doing in that time away from New England.
Yeah, so after that fight, my plan initially was to try to get down to American Top Team and, train with those guys, because it seemed like the smartest thing to do was to go to like one of those bigger camps. And then I got down there and kind of realized, like, as an amateur, I'm not going to get to train with, those high level guys. And my first coach ever was Marcus Davis. So like, I've known him since I was 12 at this point. So I hit him up and I was like, because he was living in North Carolina now, I was like, why don't I just come train with you? So we kind of reconnected and was living in North Carolina for 2 years and had most of my amateur fights down there.
Excellent. I do believe you went 2-1 round down there. And as you spoke, you did fight for a title. You didn't win that title, but a lot of experience fighting out of state. What was the move back to get back into, New England and fighting for NEF again? What was the change?
Just some family stuff up here, coming up to help out with family. And then originally I was training down in the Boston area, and I just decided I needed to be a little bit closer. My family is in Bangor. So, yeah, long drive to go from Boston area up to Bangor. So Portland was kind of a nice, not nice drive, but like a little bit closer, and I'm still able to get good training in here.
Excellent. Well, you are training with Recon now, a very established gym. Killer's coming out of there. I believe your coach made his pro debut, or one of your coaches there made his pro debut for NEF not too long ago. And man, that gym's on fire. Any other gyms other than Recon that you're getting some rounds in?
Occasionally, when I'm in town, I'll go to Titan Athletics in Brewer. Originally, it used to be Team Irish, and that's where I started. And, a lot of the guys that I started with are still there, so it's nice to go up there and see those guys and get rounds in with them.
Excellent, my man. Well, you came back in August, and you hit that NEF cage. I'm sure Matt Peterson was, loving to see you back in his cage. And NEF 44 came away with a unanimous decision. How cool was it, and the excitement level was it to get back kind of fighting in front of people that know you and basically not fighting in someone else's backyard?
Yeah, it was nice. I had more of like a cheering section than I usually would have down south. So it was cool to see people from the gym there before and after. And, it was kind of like the most relaxed I had been going into a fight, which was really weird for me. But yeah, it was great to get back in front of more people that I know and come away with a win against like such a tough guy. It felt really good.
Yeah, it was a great fight. I was cage side for that fight. Congratulations coming back here and getting that win. Was Marcus Davis watching? Was he one of the first phone calls you made after that win?
Yeah, so he had texted me after, said what a great fight it was. And obviously I wear my kilt when I walk out.
Yep.
He had given that to me a couple years ago. So, even when he's not here, like it's like I still got him in my corner. But yeah, I like the crew here at Recon too. I got a lot of good coaching and training partners here.
Excellent. Well, you spoke about, Marcus being your first coach and all that. What? When did you really start getting into? What was your background? Did you wrestle as a kid? What was it in martial arts that you did, if anything, growing up?
So, what got me into fighting was I kind of used to watch like old Mike Tyson stuff with my grandpa because he was big into like watching Mike Tyson when he was young. And initially, I wanted to try boxing, and then I watched an old UFC event. Not like crazy old, but it was Silva and Bonner, I think. And I was like, the MMA stuff looks a lot cooler than uh, just straight up throwing hands with somebody. So I started in Taekwondo, and all I wanted to do was just spar all the time. And one of the guys that I was training with at the dojo or whatever you want to call it actually went to high school with Marcus. So he's like, why don't you let me take you over to Team Irish? And we went over and I watched like the pros spar, and I was like, this is where I need to be, like, if I actually want to do this. So, Marcus let me day one basically come in and train with the pros. So, 12 years old, getting beat up by the pros. I think that's the best way to learn.
Well, man, dude, it all paid off. I mean, how old are you? You're only 22 years old or so, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. You're
22.
still. I mean, God, baby in this sport, man. Dude, the biggest fight coming your way on the 12th, man. What are you expecting here, and how excited are you to get back in there against a dude that's been there, been fighting regularly for NEF? He's actually moved away and is training somewhere else and has a life somewhere else, but he's coming back into town. It's kind of cool that, you were away for a little while, you came back and fighting. Now Mike Murray's coming back. So what are you thinking about this fight and this matchup?
I'm super excited about this, especially he seems like he's pretty good at like promoting himself and everything. So, that'll get more eyes on the fight for both of us, which will be really good, obviously. Seems like a super tough kid. He had like a Muay Thai fight or something I saw, and he looked good in that. And he competes a lot in jiu-jitsu. So I'm sure, he's going to be really good on the ground and probably have some decent striking. And, obviously the guys I'm working with here getting me ready for that. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a super exciting fight, whether we're on the feet or grappling. I think we'll have good exchanges, both places.
Excellent. Well, you've been going, well, you did come back for the last card, but what's changed in NEF as far as like what you're seeing with the promotion and just the experience of fighting with them? I mean, it's been a lot happens in a year's time, never mind from 2017 when you first started with them, and then coming back to fight for them in 2021. What changed in the game as far as fighting for them?
Well, this last one I got to sell tickets. My debut, I didn't even know that was an option, so I didn't know to like ask to sell tickets. So it was nice to be able to sell those and have like a little bit of extra money in my pocket. But it's a well-run promotion in my opinion. So they've taken care of me and given me good fights, and now probably the biggest opportunity of my amateur career right now. So they've treated me well.
Yeah, definitely a prospect. Number two.
Yeah,
I have to say number two in New England as amateur right now.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys ranking me that high.
Just to let you in on that, there was a bunch of people that voted on that. That just wasn't three of us guys here. There was at least 13 people, some promotion owners and a lot of media members from the New England area. So it wasn't just it was definitely in our eyes a real ranking for the New England fighters.
Yeah, I appreciate that because it just shows like all the hard work is actually paying off. So
And it's also good because I mean it shows you who you can fight up next, or you know
Yeah.
you can make fights happen just by looking at these lists, you know, and all that. As far as this fight, 170 pound fight here, is that like you're 22 years old, bodies are growing and all this? Is that the weight that you are you feel comfortable with, or is there going to be a change? Can you drop down to 155, or is 170 it for you?
Um, Initially, when I started fighting at 170, it was because down in North Carolina they do weigh-ins on the same day, so it was like I didn't want to try to cut to 55 for not being able to rehydrate or anything. I feel comfortable at 170, but obviously, I'm not a super tall guy. I'm only 5'10", and a lot of those guys at 170 are north of 6 feet. So I think ideally maybe move down to 55, but just see how things play out. Because I don't feel like I get manhandled too bad at 170.
Excellent. And it's still, I mean, you're an amateur. This is going to be your sixth fight in there.
Yeah.
And, your second fight at Recon, man. So you guys are gelling together, and a great opportunity here coming on the 12th. What do we expect to see from you, Zach? I mean, I was cage side, watched your other fight. It was a great grind. A lot of different things going on in that cage, and a lot of I mean, you look like a damn well-rounded kid in there. What do we expect to see from you this time around?
I think same thing. I think I'm gonna come ready for wherever the fight goes, whether it's on the ground, in the clinch, striking. Obviously, I'm training with one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in Maine. Not a lot of people know about him. Henry Clark. I think you guys had him ranked like in the top 10 for bantamweight, but he's an absolute killer. Trained with Cam Arnold, who's hands down like the hardest hitting little guy I've ever trained with. And then obviously wrestling with Coach Dupree, who's an absolute monster. I always tell people when they're like, "Oh, I don't know who John Dupree is," he's a wrestling coach for the cartel. They're up here a couple days a week, so I mean, there's a reason they come all the way up to Maine to train with him.
Most definitely, man. Last thing before I let you go, dude. Do you have any shout outs, sponsors, anyone you want to thank before I let you take off and get ready for this fight?
Shout out all my teammates, Henry Clark, John Dupree, Coach Darren, Cam, my one sponsor, Badge of Honor Co. down in North Carolina, and Peter Clark from Beyond Strength for helping me get my conditioning right for this.
Excellent. I would imagine they're going to be streaming this like they did last time. So, your old training partners and friends you made in the Carolinas there, they'll be able to tune in and watch this special night of yours on the 12th.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
Excellent. Last thing, social media, anything other than Instagram and Facebook that you want to throw out there?
Those are pretty much the only social medias I use. Instagram is Zach_Faulkner 99, and then Facebook is just my name.
Excellent, my man. Well, Zach, pleasure meeting you for the first time, getting to chat. This is how, things, how I get rolling with fighters and get to know them, and then, actually start talking to them and watching their careers kind of blossom here. So I look forward to seeing you putting the work in there on the 12th, bro. Good luck with the rest of your training camp, man, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you for having me.